thought it was important to showcase the new traffic situation back here.
Pretty interesting, isn't it? I give it about a week before somebody bails through the whole thing.
Welcome to another episode of Loco Taco. Today's guest is none other than Ryan Colquist, the head honcho of RJK Entertainment, and single-handedly the man we can thank for an epic 4th of July here in Sun Valley. Ryan, it's good to have you today.
Thank you.
So, let me ask you this. Are you buddies with all these people that you book? Like, is there like a central hub that you go and you hang out and you meet them all? Like, all these guys that like at Grumpy's on Thursdays at 2? Like,
no.
where do these connections happen?
So I've been in the entertainment business for almost 14 years. I started in Miami, South Florida, and created a name down there. And I've been here 11 years now. And I just have kind of created relationships and friendships throughout the industry that have led me to meeting some pretty cool people, and I've tried to just really be something different in the industry for these musicians.
Is it easy for you to leverage a setting and venue like this place, this town, to get these guys?
It's actually really tough if an artist or a musician has never been to Idaho, especially Sun Valley. But I definitely try to also, whenever I bring in a new artist into the area of Sun Valley in particular, I try to make sure that they have a day off before, a day off after, and let them experience what this place is, because once you do that, they'll come back every time, no matter how big they get, you know.
That was pretty evident with Marcus King.
Yeah, he had a great time.
He kept mentioning how hospitable we were.
Yeah,
to him.
yeah, that's what it's all about, you know.
If it could happen tomorrow, who would you bring?
Jeez, I don't know. Like, I don't look at bands like who's that person that's way up here that, you know, is doing sold out arenas. I want to find the people that are just on the cusp of getting there and get those people. Like, a perfect example is like, was it last year or the year before? I had Lainey Wilson here.
Yeah.
I did 3 or 4 shows with her that same year. The day that I had her here in Sun Valley, her single went #1. She came up, she's like, Ryan, my life's gonna change forever, blah, blah, blah. And by the time, I think it was the 3rd show, she was my opener in Minnesota for one of my arena concerts. I had never seen so many people there to see an opener and where she was and the level that she was at in that time span of like 6 months.
Yeah.
And now she's on top of the world, you know.
Yeah. Next thing you know, she's got some flashy Nashville outfits in the middle of the Yellowstone set.
She's blowing up, man. But that's the kind of thing that makes me enjoy what I do. One of the biggest things too is like all my shows. I had nonprofit beneficiaries into my concerts, and like for instance, this last show, I partnered with Sun Valley Company. I've been doing shows. I've probably done 15, 16 shows there, and I partnered with them so that we could raise money for Blaine County Charitable Fund and Stella Shelter Fund, and we raised almost $30,000 in one concert to help those 2 organizations. And that, besides like having an awesome show, but just being able to do something like that is super special to me.
Is it my understanding that you may or may not have something pretty exciting under that hat of yours coming up here?
On Friday, August 4th at 10 a.m., we'll be announcing a headliner opening act for Sunday, September 3rd. And I'm
going to write that down right now so I don't forget.
You should. And then I've decided to include Blaine County Charitable Fund and Stella Shelter Fund as the nonprofits again. And also Zion's Bank, it's their 150th year anniversary. They've been a sponsor of mine since day one, and they're going to be presenting a drone light show immediately after the concert. So it's one of those things, I can't really say too much, but it's going to be something that you may not be able to see again here in this area. Let's just put it that way. But really, I just try to find music that fits all demographics, because especially in this town, we have so many different people that like different things, and I don't try to just steer into one thing. I try to find something that you could bring your parents to, you could bring your kids to, you could bring, you know, your best friend to. Everybody's gonna have a good time.
True
That's the goal, right?
That's the sweet spot.
Yeah. I've actually been on a couple pretty big interviews before.
Really? What are we talking about here?
I did, I was on CBS, and then I did a bunch of big news channels when I did my concert up in Minnesota last year.
So what you're trying to say is that you've got experience handling this kind of pressure.
I can handle pressure.
What's your favorite season in Idaho and why?
I'm a winter guy. I grew up in Minnesota.
Really?
So, yeah. So, you know, I grew up playing hockey. Played hockey my whole life. Snowboard, snowmobile. That's my jam. So wintertime and obviously the weather here is a million times nicer than Minnesota. So it makes it a lot easier. But I just like the change of seasons too.
Yeah.
You know, I love summer as well. But wintertime's my jam.
True that.
You know, I have a list, I should say, of some bands that I've been looking at for years to come that are kind of on the cusp of coming up.
Like the Piston Bullies?
Yeah, you never know. You know, I've tried to help you guys out many times.